Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to the most complete spoken English course on YouTube, where you learn English through real-life stories, without grammar books, without stress, and without long, boring explanations. Just listen, understand, and speak. That's it. Today's story is called I Failed a Test I Thought I Aced. Let's begin. It all started a week before the big exam. My name is Daniel, and I was in my second year of high school. I wasn't the best student, but I always tried my best. This time, I wanted to prove I could do more, to my teachers, my parents, and myself. So I made a strict study plan. No distractions. I turned off my phone, ignored social media, and stayed away from games. Every afternoon, I went straight to my room, opened my books, and started reading. I made flashcards, watched science videos, and even taught myself the topics out loud. I drank way too much coffee, slept less than usual, and took notes until my hand hurt. By the night before the test, I felt ready. Really ready. I'd never studied this hard before. I even had a dream where I got an A+, and my teacher shook my hand. I woke up smiling and proud. On test day, I sat in the front row, confident. When I got the paper, I read every question carefully. They weren't exactly what I had practiced, but I could work with them. I wrote everything I remembered. I added explanations, examples, even extra facts. I left the room feeling sure. Maybe even too sure. 3 days later, the tests were returned. I was excited, even nervous. When the teacher handed me mine, my smile dropped. There it was. A red F on the top. I stared at it, frozen. I turned the pages. There were red marks everywhere. Wrong formula. Incomplete answer. Not clear. Off topic. I was crushed. I couldn't believe it. I thought I had done great. My friend Lisa leaned over. What did you get? I didn't answer. I just shook my head. I felt embarrassed, humiliated, and confused. I had worked so hard. What went wrong? I couldn't focus the rest of the class. The words on the board didn't make sense. After school, I sat outside on the steps, trying to hold back tears. Lisa joined me again. You okay? She asked. No, I whispered. I studied like crazy. I thought I'd pass. I really thought I would. She nodded. Maybe you focus too much on remembering facts and not enough on understanding them. At first, I wanted to defend myself, but deep down, I knew she was right. I had tried to memorize everything like a robot, not truly learn how to solve problems or explain ideas. That night, I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying everything in my head. The hours of study, the flashcards, the night I stayed up until 3 a.m. None of it helped me pass. The next day, I did something different. I went to see my science teacher. Can we talk about the test? I asked. She nodded. Of course, Daniel. Let's go over it. We sat together after class. She walked me through each question and explained what went wrong. Sometimes I had misread the instructions. Other times, I wrote too much without answering the question directly. She showed me how to improve. You clearly put in effort, she said, but effort isn't always enough. It needs direction. That stuck with me. Effort without direction. I decided to change, not just for science, but for all my classes. I stopped trying to memorize everything. I started practicing problems. I asked more questions in class. I joined Lisa's study group. I read slower, thought deeper, and took breaks to clear my mind. 3 months later, we had another science exam. This time, I didn't cram. I studied smart. I understood the concepts. I practiced writing answers clearly and simply. When I got the test back, My hands shook a little. I turned the paper over. B+. Not an A, but it was real. I earned it the right way. I smiled. Not because I had a perfect grade, but because I had changed. That F, the one I thought would break me, actually taught me how to really learn. And I'll never forget it. Now, it's time for your quiz. Let's test how much you understood from the story. Remember, answer out loud. Ready? Let's go. What subject was Daniel studying for? He was studying for his science exam. How did Daniel prepare for the test? He created a strict study plan, avoided distractions, used flashcards, and stayed up late reviewing. How did Daniel feel before the test? He felt confident and believed he was going to do well. What happened when he got the results? He received a failing grade, F, which shocked and devastated him. Why did he feel frustrated after the results? Because he had worked harder than ever, but still failed, which made him feel confused and helpless. What suggestion did his friend Lisa give him? She told him he memorized too much instead of understanding the material deeply. What did Daniel do the next day? He asked his science teacher to review the test with him so he could understand his mistakes. What did his teacher tell him about his effort? She said effort was good, but he needed better direction and strategy in his learning. What did Daniel change in his study habits? He focused on understanding instead of memorizing, joined a study group, and practiced problem solving. What grade did he get on the next science test? He got a B+, which made him proud because he had earned it by truly learning. Great job. Even if you didn't get all the answers, remember, the goal is to practice speaking and listening. Now let's go over some vocabulary from today's story. Aced. To do extremely well on a test or task. Example. She aced her exam means she did very well. Flashcards. Cards used for learning, with a question on one side and the answer on the other. Example. He made flashcards to remember the definitions. Off topic, not related to the subject or question. Example. Her essay was off topic, so she lost points. Crushed. Emotionally devastated or very disappointed. Example. He was crushed when he didn't get the job. Stuck with me. Stayed in my mind. Something you keep thinking about. Example. Her words stuck with me all day. Direction. A clear plan or path to follow. Example. He had the energy but no direction. Cram. To study a lot in a short time. Example. I crammed all night before the final exam. Strategy. A plan to achieve a goal. Example. She changed her study strategy and improved her grades. Earned. Received as a result of hard work. Example. He earned his promotion through effort. Journey. A process of learning or growth over time. Example. Her journey from failure to success inspired others. Thank you so much for watching this video until the end. You are doing something amazing by learning English with stories. If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends so more people can enjoy these stories and learn English the easy way. This is Docentes DigitalesTV, where you learn to speak English fast, easy, and with confidence. See you in the next video.